On this occasion, I'm here to relay a message, and I think it's a pretty important message. I'm really hoping that someone will help make this video viral and really spread this message, because I've been trying to get it out to news stations and the press, and nothing has really worked out yet. So I need as much help as I can from you, the viewer. That's right. Like it, comment, share, do whatever to make this video blast off into whatever. Anyways, I have a story for you guys. And it's a little bit inappropriate for young children, so please cover their ears, or at least explain that not everyone is like this to them, if they do understand, because, not everyone is. Okay, so my story starts in November, but I'm just going to mention that I personally have had a very disturbed past in some areas. I have been sexually abused before, and physically abused by a boyfriend, former boyfriend. So I have a little bit of experience, or a little bit of an idea how sexual abuse and how all this can really affect you. But anyways, so my story begins in November. I was recruited for Miss USA. That's right, the Miss USA, the Donald Trump pageant. Yeah, Donald Trump. That's all I need to say. So Miss USA recruited me, and I was like beyond excited. I was really ecstatic, and I thought, oh my god, to be a part of this is insane. Really? Me? What the hell? So I was really ecstatic, and I didn't expect to get a call back or anything. So when I got a call back, and when they accepted me into the pageant, I was just like, oh my god, she's so awesome. Woo! And so the guy who accepted me into the pageant, Domingo Rodriguez, he seemed like an okay guy at first. He seemed like, oh, it's just a guy working for the pageant. He's gonna help me, become a beauty queen. So that's what I thought, that he was just there to help and help me find sponsors or whatever it took to get in the pageant. And so I was really excited, and everything seemed fine at first. Then about a week after I found out that I was, accepted into the pageant, started filling out the forms and paperwork, things like that, Domingo also asked me if I was interested in any modeling opportunities. I said, yes, I am definitely interested in modeling opportunities, and let me know as soon as one pops up. And he let me know right away that there was a magazine in Miami that was looking for a girl to be on their cover. And I was just, oh my god, I'm being on the cover of a magazine in Miami, and I'm going to be Miss USA, oh my god! Like, I was going crazy. So then he told me that he wants to meet up and go over the agreement for the magazine. He says that there's an interest in me and that I need to go over the agreement for the magazine. And I'm thinking, oh my god, that means like I'm pretty much on the cover of a magazine. As long as this agreement goes well, things seem like they're making sense, and yeah, sounds awesome. You'll be on the cover of a magazine. And he was talking about, oh, we got to get you a passport right away, make sure that you're able to travel, and get everything going. And I was just, excited. So he comes and meets me one day in the afternoon or something like that at the Starbucks to go over this agreement. Well, he didn't have papers for me. He didn't have anything to sign. No papers whatsoever. He did happen to have $2,000 worth of cash just flashing like right in front of me. He was like, ooh, look at this money. So he did have that, but the agreement was not a written agreement. It was an oral agreement. And no, not an oral, verbal agreement, an oral agreement. Like, yeah, like going down on him agreement. Okay, that's about as clear as I'm going to make it. Yeah, so this guy recruited me for Miss USA, works for Miss USA, and recruited me to suck his in order to be on the cover of a magazine. He said that if I did do this, he would give the magazine $2,000, that money that he flashed. He would give that to the magazine so that they would put me on the cover. He also told me that there's such a thing that exists called a fast track, and that this fast track is the way that most girls become famous, because they will all just basically go around from photographer to director to whoever's in charge and basically go down on them, give them whatever oral or sexual favors they ask for in exchange for stardom and fame. I was shocked, and at the time I was starting to believe him, and because I don't know, it's something about just the way he said it made weird sense, like, well, it would explain why, some girls become famous, but there was just another part of me that said, no, not you, you're not going to become famous this way, you're not a hoe. And so I somehow stopped myself from going down on him, like it was hard to do, and I called the cops right after. I called the cops that same night or maybe the next day, and then I actually contacted Miss USA to let them know what happened. Now, at first, it seemed like they were just as shocked as I was, and it seemed like they didn't know anything about this fast track. So they just seemed shocked at first. And so I was just, like, oh no, please help me just get him, out of this California USA thing, because this is just disturbing. And so they told me that he was fired, and that, he's no longer working with the company, anything like that. But they also told me to keep this completely confidential. As to, and these are the Keith Lewis's, the director. I'm actually going to just, I don't care if they get it confidential or whatever. You can sue me or whatever. But this is what he said. Okay? He said, we want to keep this confidential as to not taint the outcome. Taint the outcome? You mean you don't want me to go in the press because it'll be bad publicity for you? Exactly. So I'm trying to go to the press. I have been trying, and so far nothing's panned out. Why do you think? Maybe it's because Donald Trump's pageant is, involved in some not too kind and caring and Miss USA type things. So I tried going to ABC, I tried contacting CBS. ABC at first seemed really interested, and then all of a sudden, don't hear back from them. They told me, you know what, my director says that we got another and more important story to hit up, so we'll get to you later. So obviously they're brushing me off, and I'm tired of it. I don't care what anyone says. I'm going to stand by my heart and do what I think is right. So that is why I'm making this video, coming forward, and I want this video to go like explosive viral, because I think people need to know what's really going on in Hollywood and what people are claiming to do to get to stardom and fame, when it doesn't even make sense, because there's already a huge porn star industry. There's a huge porn industry. Why aren't all these girls getting into porn? If they're willing to go down on some guy and get paid, why don't they just do that as a job? Why do modeling and acting and beauty queens have to turn themselves into prostitutes to get fame? That's ridiculous. So if anyone out there agrees with me, please help me make this video completely viral and get Donald Trump talking, okay? Get him to, open up or whatever about this, because this cannot go on any longer. Okay. That's all I had to say. Yeah, so anyone has any comments or questions, probably a lot of questions, go ahead and post it, and I'll get to them as soon as possible. Alright, thank you all. Have a great day.